Attention single ladies, if you're looking for that single working man, you need to be at the Home Depot at 7 a.m.
Come get me. I'm tired of this. I'm here, waiting.
Where are all the men? Where can I find a good man?
Where are the men that are gonna open the car door?
Dating, I'm over it. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and look lost to find the right guy.
Time to look lost and find a man.
Where are the men? What happened?
All the good men got played, so now all they do.
Here's all the reasons why we don't need men.
What are we doing in Home Depot? We are husband hunting in Home Depot. Somebody tell us what aisle to go to. To come to the Home Depot. Let's come shopping. So this weird guy followed me, so I'm gonna start recording. But I did leave the Home Depot from the other side because that's where the registers were at. No. The men in there, I guess at this time, was with their girlfriends. Bitch, don't look at me. Fucking eyes down, bitch. I'll be like, hey, your girlfriend, hey, your boyfriend's looking at me. Anyways, this one was a bust.
You think there's a masculinity crisis in America right now?
Definitely. Men aren't men anymore. And it's such a shame because I meet these guys and I feel like I'm hanging out with one of my girlfriends and I don't want to date my girlfriend. You know what I mean? I want a man.
Why are men becoming women or more female-like?
I think because women tend to act like they don't need men and that they're super independent. Men provide for the family. I think men take care of the family. I think men take care of a woman. And I think a woman adds value to a man's life.
Said you need to start treating dating like it's part of your job because it's just not going to knock on.
I'd rather be unemployed. I'm going to get a really bad end of the year review this year. I'm going to be unemployed there.
I think it's really intimidating to just approach a girl kind of out of the blue.
Do you like when men approach you?
Depends on the situation. I think it's really intimidating to just approach a girl kind of out of the blue, but I think if you can strike up like an easy conversation without coming on too strong, then that's okay.
Do you give out your phone number or your social media?
Neither.
A lot of women are asking, where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? Well, you're not sitting there asking what you've done to destroy the good in them. That maybe you've destroyed everything good in them because you've decided to weaponize their vulnerabilities.
Yep.
And now they don't want to do that anymore. They only want to show their fake strengths, and if they even have them. And if not, like you see them as weak. It's really a shame.
A man can love a woman unconditionally, but I don't think a woman can love a man unconditionally.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I think it's the other way around.
No.
I think a woman can love a man unconditionally. And
Not
most
for,
men...
Not forever.
You don't think so?
No.
Damn.
No. I think when a man loves a woman for real, like, he'll love her forever.
Over 2,000 men if subscribing to a woman's OnlyFans is cheating, and this is what they said. 48% said yes, 52% said no. And here's my follow-up question. For guys who pay for OnlyFans, why, when there's plenty of free stuff out there? For personalized interaction, naughty DMs, sexting, video calls, custom content. Why spend $40 on brunch if you can make pancakes at home for free? Same reason. It's about the connection. Most free stuff is soulless and doesn't really get to what I'm looking for. For all the men who voted that it was not cheating, I would just love for you to envision your girlfriend subscribing to another guy's OnlyFans account and having direct communication with him and requesting personalized content. Do you still think that's not cheating?
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection? Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person? Like, where? Where are they?
Over there.
Because
Behind you.
don't understand. I don't understand. It's just like that's long gone. Emotional, spiritual, and mental connection is completely fucking gone, apparently. And all they really care about is physical attraction and gaining physical attention. So I don't know what kind of world we're living in, but honestly, if someone is not willing to connect on a mental, spiritual level, like, it's just not happening. I'm sorry. Apparently, that's being unrealistic nowadays. Apparently.
finding a partner these days. I don't know about you, but it often feels like everyone's either taken, toxic, or just, well, not looking for what I'm looking for, you know?
Oh, absolutely. That resonates. Everyone's tossing around terms like red flags, and it's easy to feel a bit lost in the dating world.
Exactly. And that brings us to today's deep dive. We're really going deep into this viral clip from the Black Coffee podcast. It's been making waves, especially among women. We're diving into their very raw and very opinionated take on modern dating.
Raw is a good word for it. They do not hold back.
But let's just say, if strong language isn't your thing, you might want to skip this one. But if you're up for some unfiltered, thought-provoking conversation about dating in the 21st century, buckle up.
Let's do this.
So imagine you're told the hottest spot to meet singles isn't a trendy bar, but the lumber aisle at Home Depot at 7 in the morning.
Okay, now that's an image.
Seriously, that's the kind of energy we're dealing with here.
I am intrigued.
It's a bunch of voices, mostly women, sounding totally over dating app fatigue and wondering where all the quote-unquote good ones have disappeared to.
You know, it's fascinating how this seemingly casual conversation taps into those anxieties a lot of us feel about modern dating.
Yeah.
It's more than just finding a date. It's about understanding what a good partner even means today, with all these changing expectations around gender roles.
Right. It's like the rule book got thrown out the window. And they don't shy away from the nitty-gritty. One woman straight up says finding a decent partner is like a full-time job now. Applications, interviews, you name it.
It makes you wonder, right? Has dating become too transactional? Like, are we so busy checking off boxes that we're forgetting about actual human connection? And that whole idea of emotional labor in relationships,
Right.
is that expectation of constant effort creeping into dating now, too?
It's scary. I mean, another woman in the clip even jokes she'd rather be unemployed than risk shooting her shot with someone. Talk about high stakes.
See, that stood out to me, too. It highlights this vulnerability we all feel putting ourselves out there, but especially with all these societal expectations, like men should make the first move. Even a simple hello can feel terrifying.
Oh, and it gets wilder. They even debate if men or women are more capable of unconditional love. I mean, where do you even begin with that?
Right. Framing it as a battle of the sexes just misses the point. What's really interesting is why that question even comes up. It makes you think, is it cultural, past experiences, or just our own definitions of love? So much to unpack there.
It's a lot, and it gets even more interesting, shall we say, when they dive into the whole masculinity crisis thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a hot topic.
One woman bluntly says she wants a man, not another girlfriend, basically questioning if guys are, you know, stepping up in the way she's looking for.
And you can see where that's coming from, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely a conversation happening around what masculinity even means today. And for some guys, that can be confusing, even threatening. It's important to recognize that, especially in the dating world, where expectations feel like a moving target.
Absolutely. And we can't ignore the other side of that coin either, right?
Exactly. We can't just lump everyone into one big gender stereotype. Masculinity, like femininity, exists on a spectrum, and each person's experience is different.
100%. And just when you think it can't get any juicier, they wade into the whole OnlyFans debate. Is it cheating or not? Talk about a conversation starter.
That's a whole other layer of complexity to dating these days.
Right. They actually polled their listeners, and the results were almost perfectly split. Half said cheating, half said not cheating. Clearly, we have some differing opinions on intimacy and boundaries in the digital age.
It really highlights how technology is impacting our relationships. What's okay, what's not, where do you draw the line? These are questions couples have to figure out together.
No easy answers there.
And it's not just contained to one country or culture. They brought up the passport bros phenomenon, men seeking partners in different countries, often citing cultural differences in dating as a reason. These conversations about good partners in relationships are global now.
It's interesting though, right? There's this whole other layer to the where are all the good ones question. Like, maybe it's not just about finding them, but also about what we're bringing to the table, you know?
I'm with you. It's easy to get caught up in complaining about the dating pool. But are we looking at our own roles in all of this? It's about self-awareness, right? Taking responsibility for our own part in it all.
And that reminds me of this one part in the clip where they talk about how we're so quick to label guys as nice guys if they're not assertive enough.
Yeah, the whole nice guys finish last thing.
Exactly. So it's like, be assertive, go for what you want, but also be sensitive, be emotionally available. It's a lot of pressure.
It's a tightrope walk, that's for sure. No wonder some folks feel totally lost out there.
Speaking of lost, remember that whole Home Depot strategy they were joking about?
Oh, yeah, the lumber aisle at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the answer, but hey, I admire the creativity.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it does show just how much people are wanting to find that connection, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about any connection. They kept talking about wanting emotional depth, someone who's really present.
Yes. Like a true partner, not just someone to swipe right on.
And that resonates with so many conversations I hear about dating these days. This deep desire for authenticity, something real.
It's more than just matching. It's about that deeper spark, right? And that actually reminds me of something else they touched on, the whole passport bros thing.
Oh, right, where guys are looking for partners in different cultures, saying expectations around dating are different. It's fascinating, isn't it? Like, how much of this is cultural versus universal?
It's a lot to unpack.
It really is. But I think what's important is that we're having these conversations, even if they're messy, right?
Yeah, totally. We're all trying to figure it out together. And we have to acknowledge some of the stuff in this clip is going to rub people the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There were definitely some hot takes in there.
Like, remember when that one woman said she thinks men are more capable of unconditional love? I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's a statement. And I think it brings up a good point about being careful not to generalize, you know?
Yeah.
To say that about an entire gender, it's just...
Yeah, it's not that simple.
Exactly. We all come to relationships with our own baggage, our own ideas of love. To act like there's one right way to experience such a complex emotion, it just doesn't track.
It's about recognizing everyone's individual experiences.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This clip gives us a glimpse into what people are thinking, feeling, but it's just a snapshot.
Absolutely. And before we totally wrap up this dating roller coaster, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on that I think fits into all of this. This idea of personal responsibility.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
It's like, yeah, we're all looking for the good ones, but are we bringing our best selves to the table? It made me think about that.
It's so easy to point fingers, right?
Yeah.
To focus on what's wrong with everyone else. But dating, relationships, it's a two-way street.
100%. But knowing that and actually doing it are two different things. I mean, where do you even begin to unpack all of that?
I think it starts with being honest with ourselves. You
Yeah.
know, about what we want, what we need, but also about our own patterns, our own baggage we bring to the table. We can't expect to find a good partner if we're not actively working on being a good partner ourselves, right?
Right. And that actually makes me think about how subjective the whole good partner idea even is. What works for me might be a total deal breaker for someone else.
Exactly. What makes a good partner is different for everyone because we all have different values, different experiences, different things we're looking for. There's no universal checklist.
It's so true. So if there's no magic formula, no checklist, no easy answer, how do we navigate this whole crazy world of modern dating?
It's a question without an easy answer, that's for sure. But even though that clip was, let's be honest, a little all over the place, I think it highlights something really important.
Set.
Even with all the challenges, all the anxieties, finding connection is still possible. It just takes being real, being honest with ourselves and others, and putting in the effort.
It's about the journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be easy,
Yeah.
but those moments of connection, of finding someone who really gets you, that's what makes it all worthwhile.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, on that note, as we wrap up our deep dive into this viral conversation starter, we want to leave you with a question. How do you define a good partner? What's non-negotiable for you? What are you bringing to the table? Keep those questions in mind as you navigate the wild, wonderful world of dating. And hey, maybe skip the 7 a.m. trip to Home Depot. Unless you're really into power tools, then by all means, go for it. Until next time.